Hey everybody, today is June 18th, 2021. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Man, it's been another one of them kind of weeks, but for me, I guess it's been more of a positive than a negative. And we'll talk more later, but
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I don't want to do...
Positivity is great, but we don't want to break schedule, right?
We don't want... Yeah. No party fouls this week.
Yes.
So right now we have Boomtown.
Absolutely. And honestly, I want to bring it up. Yes, you guys are probably hearing us a little different, and we probably do sound a little different. We have a new microphone now.
We're upgrading our equipment.
We're getting there, slowly but surely. I mean, if it's too loud or anything, we'll make adjustments, I'm sure, but we're trying to figure it out,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Boomtown, you said, right?
Boomtown, yeah.
I believe we've had it on the show before.
I think we have.
Yeah, it's a lighter one. It's very light.
It's very earthy. Again, has a really good flavor to it.
Oh yeah, and honestly, it's a good starter. It really is. It's a good starter. But yeah, first positive news. I mean, Juneteenth becoming a holiday, right?
Thank you, President Biden.
I mean, something new in the world, some change. That's good. A new holiday for me to take the day off. Yay! Sadly, it's tomorrow, right? So it falls on the weekend this year.
Well, so it'll be on the 19th. So I guess annually they'll decide.
Which is tomorrow,
right? So I think today was a federal holiday, and if it falls on a Sunday, then Monday will be a holiday. We'll figure that out next year.
I mean, I didn't get the day off today, but more it's like...
You're not a federal employee.
I mean, it's... Hooray. I'm excited for it. I mean, it's not something I'm happy that it's something that's recognized, is what I'm saying, as it for it being a holiday. It's a recognition holiday more than a celebration holiday, I guess. Like, we're celebrating, yes, for the release, but, it's kind of awkward to be like... It's not wake up for Santa Claus kind of celebration, or
no, it's really not. I mean,
an honorable holiday.
And to say celebrate, I guess, is maybe not the right, adjective to put on it, but maybe recognize.
There we go. Yes.
So the facts around Juneteenth, because most people really don't understand them. It's not that complicated, though. Mm-hmm. President Lincoln ended slavery in 1863, right? Mm-hmm. But not all states were cool with ending slavery. They still wanted what they wanted to do, didn't want the government telling them what to do.
Okay.
So 2 years later, in 1865, Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, to inform the captive black people that slavery and the Civil War were over and they were free.
Yeah, which was a few years after the signing, right?
2 years later, and they were still being treated as slaves.
Wow.
That's Texas for you.
I mean, hey, I'm glad it's something that's being recognized, and people can honestly get the proper education for it, too.
Yeah.
Get the right education for what happened about it, because, of course, the release of slaves, but, like you said, no one understands that 2 years later, that it was still being held out. People were still going against, we're still going against the law in a way now that the slaves are free.
Yeah, emancipation just didn't end with the stroke of a pen. There was a lot of work and bloodshed that still went into, physically ending slavery.
Right. I mean, the official holiday is tomorrow, so...
Yeah.
Hooray.
So cheers, everybody.
Absolutely. I'll hit to that for sure.
Amen.
Another announcement I found that was very positive today, Devin Booker is a part of the Team USA basketball team now.
Outstanding.
Honestly, thank God. I want internationally his skills to be recognized. I'm happy people are, quote unquote, now seeing it. They were ignored his skills, honestly. But quote unquote, they're now seeing it on a televised level. Well, no, it was ignored.
Well, true basketball fans have seen it ever since he's been in the league.
His 70-point game is yet still shared.
People that live here in Phoenix just understand what it is.
Right.
The problem was, it wasn't that he wasn't good or performing. It was the team weren't. So there was no focus or media on the city. Now that the Suns are winning,
that's why I'm saying,
hey, look at this Devin Booker guy.
It's always been there. It's always been there. So the actual basketball heads know that he has been improving every year.
along with the teammates around him.
Exactly, yeah. And like you said, we watched an interview, just recently. He's played cards with, Eric Bledsoe and PJ Tucker and those guys, like, played cards against him. Those are some bull-faced guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And he said the card games get heated, like, this guy has had some learning, some knowledge that's dropped on him throughout his years of playing with these different players. And now that he's playing with some players that also can, provide the skills also, and teach him, they're excelling, they're improving, they're playing well. I'm excited. I'm happy that he's doing great, but I'm excited that he's going to go play for Team USA. I got to get me a USA jersey. That will be my first Booker jersey. I don't have a Booker jersey. Yeah. I have kept away from it because we haven't been winning. I've even said it. I haven't picked a Booker jersey because I bought a Nash jersey because, of course, Steve Nash brought a culture right away. I'm not going to hop on the Chris Paul because I know how Chris Paul's been all the time, but, like, the Booker I'm on the Booker train with the Team USA thing because I know where his skills are now. I know how he's been playing. I know how he's improved with the Suns because I have watched all those seasons.
And when you get recognized for the Olympic team, I think that means a lot more than any diss that you could possibly feel for not making an all-star team.
Absolutely. He committed of the 12, I guess is what they call it. Like, there's like a solid 12, and then there's like fillers, right?
Because, you figure in an all-star game, there's 12 on each side. Now here, there's only 12, and you're one of them.
And that's it. Like, they're playing routine basketball. They're rotating within each other. Even if he's playing off the bench, he will get play time. He will go out and perform. So it's going to be good. I'm excited. Speaking of which,
I'm interested to see who the other 11 are going to be.
Chris Paul's still being looked at, even though right now we're going to talk about his COVID-19 diagnosis. Yes. Yeah. That's a big deal. And I'm really hoping this Jazz Clippers series goes the distance. I do have a strong feeling that the Clippers can close out tonight, but Jazz don't. Obviously, it goes 7. But the Clippers have the MO to close out back-to-back. They like playing games, winning back-to-back to close out a series. And, they did it last round, too.
Yeah, they did. This year in the NBA is different. I like it. Again, the usual players are not there.
Right, and I've heard that a lot. I had a few conversations with employees at work that have said the same thing. They said they like not seeing the same faces in there. The people who don't have the redemption arcs are all getting their redemption arcs right now.
Look, last year the Lakers and the Heat played in the finals, and they both got bounced in the first round. So, it is up for grabs, and I like it.
The Lakers showed up more than the Heat did. God, the Heat got swept out.
Yeah. Injuries had a lot to do with the Lakers. Again, when they were playing healthy, they were number 1 in the league. When Davis went down and then LeBron went down, then they went to the play and even make it to the playoffs.
But they still wouldn't have advanced, even if the health issues, I feel like. So
I don't know. I don't know. But again, not trying to take anything away from it to minimize Phoenix as a solid team, and they're my favorite to go all the way.
Because they also had injuries also as well. Chris Paul getting injured, playing without him. A lot of people called it a wrap and called the series. So, it is what it is. It's part of, they say it's part of the game. It sucks that it's part of the game. And LeBron did put a statement out about it, too. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
How not having enough rest and all the good stuff.
Well, he called for it early. And, so anybody that wants to go back in time and look, he did say that the way they were doing this season was going to lend itself more toward a lot of injuries.
Yeah, he said they didn't want to listen to me about the start of the season. I knew exactly what would happen. I only wanted to protect the well-being of the players, which ultimately is product and benefit of our game. These injuries isn't just part of the game, like we just said, which why I wanted to bring this up. It's a lack of pure rim rest. Rest before starting back up. Of course, I understand. You need your time to rest. You need your time to cope. I preach about it for your work ethic all the time, but every week, cope and rest on the weekend. Take your time and rest that you need. So I understand athletes do need their time to rest.
And think about it. Prior to COVID, when were the NBA Finals normally played?
True, yeah. And
not in June.
Not in June, yeah. And they had the bubble experience, which was a whole different, exhausting experience.
So I kind of, again, both of us having played sports before can understand when you have that X factor thrown in where rest is taken out of the equation to make room for scheduled games. LeBron is right on this one.
Absolutely. Ultimately, he apologized to the fans and said, "Sorry, wish you guys were seeing all of your favorite guys right now with the prayer hands, which I spit, and the crown as well from the king." So, I mean, I understand. I get where he's coming from because, yes, he did complain about the bubble, essentially, because, yes, it's a lot of workload. But then he also did want a longer offseason, and they did bring the season up pretty quick. I thought this offseason was pretty fast, too, honestly. We didn't really have the grueling time where you just had baseball.
So I think if basketball is going to get back on track, we have the playoffs in June, maybe July, depending upon how many games, these series go. And then traditionally, league starts again in October.
Right.
So how much rest are you going to have? How much preseason are you going to have if you're really going to get back into the flow? I think for the next year, you're going to watch a lot of injuries happen in the NBA until they get back on schedule.
Yeah, and it's hard to not say it's a part of the game because injuries happen. Like you say, you can't. Injuries happen is probably the quote to say. But yes, the R&R of the players, I feel like, is also important.
Injuries happening and inviting injuries to happen are two different things.
Exactly. Yes. You can be healthy and then go make a mistake and injure yourself. But if you're not completely ready to go and perform, you're going to get injured regardless.
Exactly.
Right. I stretch before I swing a golf club every time.
I have one of those weighted clubs, that in my bag that just help me kind of warm up, stretch, get the swing around, especially on those cold days.
Oh, yeah. You got it, because you feel sore afterwards. Really, you do. Man, we got pooped on by the market this week.
Oh, man, it was not kind.
But that means everything's on sale.
They are.
If a lot of people have been listening to us, they've been taking notes. So hopefully you've been getting your discounts. Hopefully you're getting your sales.
I know I bought some dips.
Hey, absolutely. That's what we call it, with the tenders.
That's right.
But yeah, I had some dip in too. I bought into some dip. Hopefully it works out in the future. One stock that I'm hoping for gets above my total is I can just sell off to buy more dip.
Yeah, I almost did that today. I'm still up on it. I wouldn't
hate on you for the move, honestly. I've been looking at it for being a thing for a while for us. We got to get rid of that one. It's been floating there for a while.
It's really. It's gone in a year. It's probably gone up like a nickel.
Yeah, it's not like we're waiting for a certain time. Yes, but I don't feel like the time will affect it as much if we notice that recreational use in America didn't even affect it as much.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so speaking of, recreational use in things, we talked about, what Biden has done, and it's no secret we want him to take marijuana off Schedule 1.
Absolutely.
He's been a busy man, and I'm going to be patient. Just look what happened this past week. Notwithstanding, he signed Juneteenth into law.
And it's not like he's not doing anything, good for us right now.
He made his first foreign visit as president to Europe.
Yep.
Met with Great Britain.
He talked with Putin, too, as well as a recent.
Well, that was the last stop. First, he met with, the British Prime Minister.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then he went on to meet NATO.
Okay.
And then he went to Geneva to meet with Putin. And I think there was one more stop in there between. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but
gotcha.
It was, the band is back together again. Now I can't wait to hear what hits they're going to record,
That's awesome. I'm glad everything's looking up now. I have to be honest, headlines aren't about our president being crazy. That's simply it. I haven't had to go home and then stress about, okay, what the fuck's going to happen today in America. It's kind of like, okay, updates is what we're getting. We're getting updates, which is nice. We're
he's governing like it's not about him. Thank God. You know, he's governing like it's about us.
Thank the Lord. Like, thank the Lord. So I wanted to talk about.
Very happy with the way things have progressed this week as far as diplomacy in the world, anyway.
Right. I want to kind of talk about. It's not necessarily about diplomacy, but like inflation. I heard inflation starting to become a topic, and also possibly in the future. But like, it's not widespread inflation. It's controlled inflation apparently, or something like that. Like,
yeah,
it's not something to be too upset about. It's not going to spread out to other things that we're expecting it to hit or something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not the Fed. I'm not the one to ask about why rates are raised and why and how and all that. It's important to the growth of the economy because that's how the government gets revenue by raising rates.
Right.
I just wish they would raise rates on big business that go to Wall Street, instead of trying to put all the interest rates on the backs of student loans and things like that. Right.
Yeah. I mean, didn't they just relieve a bunch of student loans as of recently? My goodness. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Like, how much was it? It was like that. 19 was like the magic number or something. 19 what?
I can't remember.
See if I can find it real quick with my nice nifty tablet.
Yeah. But I did hear about that. Again, thank God both my sons got full academic scholarships. But again, it's when you understand the way the game is played, which is why I really am opposed to standardized testing. If you do really well on the SATs or the ACTs, then you get a full ride in the scholarship. So you could be a total C student and then kick ass on the ACTs and get a full academic scholarship.
It says $3 billion worth of student loans have been relieved so far.
Boom.
$3 billion. That's crazy.
But, that makes sense. Again, where would you want if I was going to put the debt on somebody to pay for something with interest, I would say the people that are borrowing the most money in like big businesses like the Koch brothers, somebody that is just going to school and applying for student loans, that should be the minimal amount of interest at all, if any, paid to somebody, because that is somebody that is going to school. That's not somebody that's actually earning a W-2. So it's extremely unfair and it's set up for failure, and Wall Street can kiss my ass for that. Not this month. March alone, 72,000 loans that were amounted up to $1 billion he relieved.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. I mean, more is going to happen. It needs to happen, honestly. Like, schooling needs to be free, at least for the first 2 years. So people who want to, like, feel out for school to see if it's for them or not have the time to do so. I think I've preached it before on this show before. Like, I feel like that makes choosing school a little bit more comfortable for everybody. Because what if you balance work and going to school for the first 2 years? And it's hard for you to... let go, Uncle. What if you go to work for full time and school and you try to balance the two and it's hard for you and you don't get the hours and you're not able to make your classes? Well, there, boom. Okay, I can't do it. You're not in the loan category. You don't owe money. You're still above ground. You're making money at work. Go back to working. You're fit in the working class. There you go. Boom, you're working. You're making your money. Not working to get out of the hole, Like, that's the main thing I try to focus on in life myself, and I'm not going to college. I'm trying to stay out of the hole myself, and I don't have student loans.
Yeah, but as something else that encourages me is something that Biden said when he signed Juneteenth into law. It was the African American community that came together and elected him and got him into the White House. And now it's his turn to come to the aid of the African American community. And I think Juneteenth is just the start of it.
That's beautiful.
And I really think he's going to do something with criminal justice reform in Schedule 1. I really, really do. The way he's acting and the way disproportionately African Americans have been incarcerated for marijuana over, white Americans. Mm-hmm. I think it's coming. I think that, signing that bill into law yesterday was just a start.
That's good, man. I mean, I love seeing positive direction, especially being progressive direction, too. That's the main focus. The progressive direction of our country is beneficial. It really is.
Now, I know we'd reach nirvana if I woke up and Joe Manchin said he's ready to change the filibuster for civil rights so we can do something about voting rights in this country.
I mean, change is coming. Always. And it's moving forward.
Yeah.
We can't worry about something right now. It'll eventually change. I don't think Americans will sit back and see and just expect this to just let it go through. They won't let it go through. America hasn't let me down so far. Well, Americans haven't let me down so far.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I agree. So again, I'm really hopeful for the way things are going. I'm still pessimistic on the Senate and voting rights and them not doing anything. That is really, really the thing I'm paying attention to the most. It's the thing that worries me the most. And if that is allowed to continue, then, again, this will not be a democracy, in my opinion.
No, not at all. Especially if it goes in that route. Oh my God.
I'm a capitalist. I want to stay here and make money.
Right, with your own opportunities.
Right.
It sounds like freedom. Man. Some crazy NBA trades. Did you hear about them?
Fill me in.
Kemba Walker has moved from the Boston Celtics. He's going over to the OKC Thunder. Yeah.
Okay, what's all involved in that transition?
So Boston sent Walker to Oklahoma City in a package that included the 16th pick in July's NBA draft and a 2025 second round selection for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a 2023 second round pick. Al Horford's going back to Boston.
He's still playing that?
Yeah, he's still playing.
Isn't like, what, 73 now or something?
There was a meme that showed the Ninja Turtles being carried by Splinter, and it was Al Horford and like Jaylen Brown and all of them. And then it's Jaylen Brown and all of them as the Ninja Turtles walking Al Horford as old Splinter. Like man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going back. I mean, I'm not hating on it. I feel like it makes OKC better. I don't know what...
honestly, hats off to Al Horford, man. He's taking care of himself. He's still competitive in the league. So congratulations, Al.
And then there also... I think there's another one. Let me see. Double check. Hold on. No, it was just Al Horford back to Boston. Okay. Yeah. So far, no other big bombs. But, yeah. It's kind of...
That's going to help OKC more than it's going to help Boston.
I mean, Boston's got to be looking for a guard now, don't you think? I don't know who their backup is, actually.
They must have their eye on somebody in the draft.
Possibly.
I don't know.
They went like 20-something and 50 last
They made it
season.
to the playoffs, so, I mean, they'll probably be middle of the road when it comes to pick. And... Good point guards will still be around when it comes time for Boston's time to pick one.
Yeah, Moses Brown, who was in the part of the trade. Oh, he was center. Okay, so Moses Brown was a center. Al Horford power forward. So yeah, Boston's looking to get size. So yeah, they're probably gonna look for a young guard. It seems because they have Shai Gilgeous, who is gonna step up in OKC. With Kemba, I think. Shai Gilgeous is a pretty good player right now. So, I mean,
is Jason Tatum going to step up and be the man in Boston when that happens?
I'm looking at Devin Booker talking to Jason Tatum at the U.S. games and be like, "Yo, bro, come play with us in Phoenix." You know what I mean? We got it lit. Like that's what I'm looking
Jason
forward
Tatum
to.
for Jay Crowder.
Hey, easy. I mean, I'm sorry, Jay. I love you, bro. But like, Tatum, youth. We're looking at youth here, the future. You know what I mean? Youth, future. Like, I love Crowder to death.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to build in the future, you're looking for next level play, you're looking to stay ahead of the game and stay ahead of the pack, we got to start building back the youth that's a part of the center of the piece of the NBA now.
Yeah.
Like, people are still looking at these players and like, they're still the youngins. No. Like, all the oldies are out. The new players are in now.
Jason Tatum still has some health issues. If he could stay healthy for a whole season, I think he could do Phoenix some good.
I'm calling it. The Hawks are beating the Sixers tonight. It's happening. I'm calling it now. The Hawks are beating the Sixers tonight, and it's going to go 3 games with the Clippers and Jazz. I'm hoping for. But the higher the percentages, the Clippers can't close out. I'm not like, I know they can because they like closing out back to back, but like
So is Rondo going to step up and start and move Chris Paul over to the 2 since Kawhi Leonard is out?
Maybe. Am I even speaking correctly? Who's playing tonight? Is it? Yeah. So yeah, Jazz and Clippers are playing tonight, right? And who's ahead in the series? The Clippers are ahead. Yeah.
Clippers
so
are 3-2.
yeah, the Clippers do have a chance to close out tonight, which is a higher chance. But I'm hoping for 7 games. That's what I'm calling for. So that's why I'm predicting the Jazz to win tonight, because I want the 7-game series, because I want Chris Paul to get his rest. I do think the Hawks are closing out though. Like, Joel Embiid can't do it himself. Just like how we saw Kevin Durant can't do it by himself.
His knee's been giving him the blues again as well. We
Yep.
talked about that before, and him staying healthy.
So, yeah, I'm calling those series tonight. Right now, the Hawks are up by 6 in the second quarter. So, I called this series earlier today with somebody else, but not on this show before it started, which I was hoping for. But I want ATL to win this series. Because there is a Twitter post that I saw that a guy predicted Suns and Hawks final. And it's getting some traction. So I'm putting it out there. Hopefully. I retweeted it too.
I still think they're going to have a big hill to climb, whatever happens with Milwaukee and Brooklyn.
But overall in the Jazz-Clippers series, I want the Clippers to win. Because like I said, I want the Clippers-Suns series. I want that ragtag, rugged Western Conference showdown. Like, this Bubble Boy showdown right now. Like, imagine the highlight of the Suns' bubble experience. It was Devin Booker hitting that shot over Kawhi Leonard in PG-13. You see PG-13 sliding in the background of the shot. Like, you can't say it isn't. So, if I get a Suns-Clippers Western Conference Finals, and it's rugged, and it's fun, and entertaining, yes.
If it's Suns-Clippers... Phoenix sweeps again.
You believe so?
I do.
Holy shit.
Because, again, Kawhi is out indefinitely, and so is Ibaka.
Oh, is it indefinite for Kawhi?
Because of his knee.
Oh, yeah.
And Ibaka's out as well. Indefinitely because of his back.
I mean, either way, Paul George is going to want his...
So, it's just...
against Booker.
It's a health thing. I say Phoenix sweeps him.
I mean, everyone else is saying on Twitter, too, that the Suns are winning because of health. But, I mean, simple as that. They're young. Like I said, the old guys did get hurt. They're a young team that's thriving. The Hawks are young and thriving. Why? Because, okay, I'm down to go play basketball again.
Yeah.
LeBron James, my knees, I need more ice. Like,
Yep.
We're watching the future unfold in the NBA. I'm not going to, knock that.
It happens. Father Time shows his hand quite often.
It actually absolutely do. It absolutely do. But this stuff has actually got me, gotta focus.
I love the boomtown.
Hey, don't forget, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, pay yourself. It is Friday. My 20 went in. Wait, no, it's not the beginning of the month. But honestly, I probably should put 20 in. I have a little bit of extra money. I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop another extra 20 in my savings. Get in there.
Yeah.
Pay yourself.
Man. I have a little bit of cash left over in my E-Trade account just to see what dips happen before, the first of the month, and I reload my account,
Gene's sitting there in the boat out in the lake of
got
trades.
A lure.
He's got the lake of trades. He's chilling. I've been having a lot of fun. Shout outs to my girlfriend, Brittany, She's been helping me out with a lot of mental things that are going on with me right now. There are a lot of changes that are going to go on with Zane within the next few, hopefully, weeks. I'm looking forward to. But, yeah, shouts out to her. She listens. So,
Amen. Hi, Brittany.
Hello. Thank you again. But I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
This has been Hanging with Uncle.
Thank you once again.
Hope we sound good, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yes.
Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and what else?
Facebook,
right?
That's right.
Awesome.
All
Hit
right.
us up. We'll say hi.
See you next week.
Later.